Hello all you salubrious people of this internet, I hope you're all doing superbly. It's new project day. Let me introduce you to what we got and what we're going to do. This amazing piece of automotive car is a 2004 Honda Accord Euro. This car actually belonged to new customers of mine. It was actually booked in with me to get a service done on it, like a full service. I haven't worked on the car before, and during the time that they were waiting to get in with me, this happened. They didn't realize that their insurance had lapsed, and the person that hit them did not have insurance. So they've decided to not continue with the car. I bought it off them for not a lot of money. It is pretty rough on the outside of the car, that aside. Bonnet, roof, and boot lid are all pretty faded. I have looked over this car inside and out, up and down, underneath the car as well, and I do know what I'm in for. And I do think that just overall, this car is too good to throw in the bin. It is powered by the infamous K24. For those of you that know anything about cars, these are a really good engine. And it is also a 6-speed manual as well, and it's also recently had a new clutch fitted, not by me, but it does have a new clutch in it. Interior-wise on it is actually pretty good. So interior-wise, this is how it looks. It's done 240,000 Ks, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's starting to get up there, but it's not horrible. That's basically how she all looks. So yeah, we're going to go through and try and get this thing revived and back on the road. The car is still registered. We're missing the rear reflectors, but the previous owner is going to bring them in for me. In the accident, that wheel has had a hit. That wheel is now buckled. It's also stuffed the tie end and the rack end on that side. So we're going to basically go through and do mechanical repairs on this. There are a couple of suspension bushes in the back that need to be done. I know it also needs back brakes. I also know it needs the service side of things done. So basically, this episode is going to be about going through and getting some mechanical work on the car done, and doing what we know that it needs. And once all of that stuff's done and we get it sorted and driving right, we'll get it aligned and all of that stuff, then we'll go through and do the panel damage side of things. So that's basically what my plan is. The reason why, where we live, secondhand body parts are not easily available. The closest wreckers is about 250 Ks away from us, and service parts and maintenance parts are also close and available nearby, as well as stuff that I've got in stock. So let's go through and get into it and start doing some stuff on the ground, and then we'll lift it up and start doing some more stuff. So let's hook in. So the first thing I thought I'd check is the cabin filter that just lives in behind the glove box. Dropped the glove box down and popped it out, and yeah, it is flopping disgusting. That's how it looks. So we're going to throw a new Ryco cabin filter in it. This is an Enviro Shield or Micro Shield cabin filter. Apparently they're a bit more filtery than the standard Ryco ones. We'll throw that in, we'll spray it with a little bit of black ice. I'm also going to throw some new wipers on it because I just saw how bad they are. They're actually ripped. So we'll throw a new cabin filter in it, throw some wipers on it, and we'll get it set up on a hoist and keep going. So basically, game plan goes as follows. We're going to do service items on this thing this afternoon. Obviously, we've already done the cabin filter and the wipers, but I want to go through and do pretty much the rest of the major service items on this car. So that basically includes doing the brake fluid and clutch fluid. Actually, no, we will not do the brake fluid yet because I know that this thing doesn't need rear rotors and pads, which I need to order. So we'll do the brake fluid later, but we will do the clutch fluid. I'm going to change the power steering fluid. We're going to drain and refill the manual gearbox oil. I'm going to do the 4 iridium spark plugs. I'm going to do an air filter, and I'm also going to do a throttle body clean. And I'm also going to do the coolant. So that's... and I'm also going to do the serpentine belt. This serpentine belt is pretty glazed and it squeaks when you start the car. That's the plan for this afternoon. Here's our parts. Here's our serpentine belt. There's 2 different lengths, so I just ordered both. I'll send back the one I don't need. Got some NGK iridium spark plugs. Here's our air filter. And here's our oil filter. I do want to do an engine oil and oil filter change on this as well, but I'm not going to do that until right at the end when this car's pretty much finished and ready to go back on the road. So then that way all them filters fresh, because that's probably going to be, honestly, in a good 2-3 months from now. This is going to be a sort of between jobs job. So let's hook into it. We'll start by sucking out and refilling the power steering fluid. We'll suck out and refill the clutch fluid so then we can get ready to bleed it. We'll get the coolant draining and start just getting things apart. All right, legends, we've jumped ahead a little bit. I do apologize. I lifted it up and drained the coolant, and I thought I took a video, but I ended up taking a photo, so cool. But we've got the radiator and the coolant overflow bottle filled with new coolant. I just need to run it and bleed it up. I've just sucked out and filled up the power steering fluid. These things run Penrite HPSO. I've sucked out and filled up the clutch fluid as well, so that's ready to bleed, but we've got to get to that from underneath. Even filled up the washer bottle. At the moment, I've got the ignition on and I've just got a screwdriver wedging the accelerator open so I can go through and clean the throttle body. There's a fair bit of gunk in there, so I'm just going to spray a bit of this stuff in there, scrub it out with a toothbrush. Scrub it out with a toothbrush, and then we'll start it up and let it suck all that crap through. All right, throttle body's cleaned and the intake pipe is back on. Now we can go through and give the thing a bit of a start. It is going to be hard to start and it is going to blow a lot of snot out the exhaust when we start it. Okay, we've got a flat battery. This thing has been sitting for like 3 months out the front. So we'll put the jumper pack on it. Jump starter's on, let's try again. It's not actually blowing too, a little bit. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera. We'll let it warm up a bit. We'll give it a few revs to suck all that stuff through. We'll actually keep it running for a while so I can bleed up this cooling system. Sweet, had it running for about 15 minutes or so. We ran it till the thermofans kicked on, which indicates it's up to operating temperature. So now we're gonna go up and start doing a couple of things underneath, and then I can also show you a bit of what's going on under the car as well. So we've got the rig up on the hoist. I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a look, see what's going on with this car. It is pretty cobwebby and grassy. As I said, it's been sitting at the front for a few months. So these are the arms that we need to do. The bushes in there are pretty cracked. It's a bit hard to do this with just one person. I'd like to get someone to hold the camera so I can actually pry on that and show you how bad they are. But yeah, they do definitely need to be changed. Rear rotors and pads need to be done, as I told you earlier. Moving up to the front. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this with me doing it with one hand, but this is the play that we've got in the tie rod end. I don't know if you can really see that on camera. This also seems to be a bit more bent than the other side, and there's also play in the rack end in here, so we need to do that as well. But that's all for later. What we're going to do for now is get this cover off so we can get to the underneath of stuff. So I can do the gearbox oil and bleed the clutch. So let's just hook in to that. The cover mostly off. There's one bolt that just spins and I got annoyed with it, so I just left it. But the cover can just hang out for now. So first thing we're gonna do under here is, if you look all the way up here, we've got our clutch slave cylinder. We're gonna bleed the clutch fluid through a little bit, and then we're gonna do the gearbox oil. On the gearbox, here is our drain here, and our fill for memory, yeah, it's just up here. That one up there is our fill. So we'll get the clutch fluid done and bled through, and then we'll do the gearbox oil. For gearbox oil, these things run Transgear 7580 full synthetic fluid by Penrite. I don't know what other brands run, feel free to look it up, but Penrite's all I use, so that's what we're gonna use. So we'll go through and get that stuff done. Clutch is bled, fire out, that bleeder sucks to get on. I hope none of you ever have to do that ever. Anyway, we've got our fill plug on the gearbox cracked. We're now going to undo our drain plug. Have a look, see what the condition of the gearbox oil is like. This is probably going to hit this cross member and make a mess, but let's see. As far as gearbox oil goes, that is actually pretty dirty. It's supposed to be clear, so the drain plug out so she can drain a bit faster. The fill plug. There we go. All right, we'll let that drain for a while. Now, one other thing we're gonna do while we're waiting for that gearbox oil to drain, I'm just wiping my hands here. I've noticed, so this wheel is actually a little bit buckled. So I know that because I did take this wheel off and spin it up on my balancer when I first checked this car over, and it does have a slight buckle in it. Looks like the tire is okay. This right-hand rear wheel, the tire is actually a different tread to the other three. So I checked the spare wheel and that is the missing link. So that's got the same tire as those three. So what I'm basically gonna do is I'm gonna pull that wheel off and that wheel off, and I'm going to strip the tires off. I'm gonna put the different tire on the slightly buckled rim and throw that in the spare. And then I'm going to put the tire that's the same. Well, I'll essentially put that wheel on that corner, that tyre on that rim, that tyre on that rim, and then, yeah, that will essentially be the slightly buckled rim with the odd tyre as the spare. So we'll go through and do all of that while that drains. Yes, I know we've got to take the wheels back off down the track, but as I said, this project is going to take a few months and I want to keep moving the car around. So let's hook into that. All right, a little bit of an update. Gearbox oil is done. It's all filled and full, which is the same thing. We have, that tyre was on that rim, so I've stripped it off, stripped both tyres off. We've now got the different tyre on what is now going to be the spare wheel, but I will balance that up on the balancer. Then we can put that tyre on that rim, balance it up. That's going to go back here. And then the wheel that was in the spare wheel well, which is that one, is going to go back on here. So we might, I was actually going to put that cover back on, but we'll leave it off because it gives us a little bit more access for our belt, which we still need to change. So I'll just go through, pack all this stuff up. We'll get all these wheels and tyres done. Although I got distracted, spare wheel is balanced up, ready to go back into the boot. I also balanced up the wheel that's going to go on the right and front, which was in the spare. That was 25 out on the inside and 10 out on the outside, so I'm glad I did. And then I noticed the wheel that was on the left front, which I wasn't going to touch. It's got stick-on weights down there, and it's also got a bunch of hit-on weights up here, which is a big no-no. So we're actually going to strip all the weights off and rebalance this wheel as well. With no weights on it whatsoever, it's pretty much in balance. Unbelievable. I took 65 grams of weight off this thing in total, which it didn't even need. Unbelievable. All right, let's get this last one done. Still on the topic of balancing wheels, they're all balanced. The only one that I didn't touch was this one. I thought, well, there's only one left. I might as well spin it up on the balancer. So I did, and that's what I came up with. We'll get this one balanced out as well, and then we can keep going on to other things. So now that we've finally got all of our wheels done after I got carried away, I've finalized my clutch fluid level. Hey, mate. So now we're going to change this belt. So tensioner is just here. So it's just a matter of prying that back with a ratchet and a socket, getting the belt off. We've kept this cover off, so it gives us a bit more room down there if we need to. And then we can get the new belt on. So let's just get after it. All right, our new belt is on. It was a mongrel of a job because the bolt on the front of the tensioner is actually rounded. So I had to use a combination of pry bars and words. But it's on, which is good. So now we can go through, put our under tray back on, put our wheel back on, and do a couple more things up top. We've got everything underneath back together, got our non-damaged wheel on, which is looking better. Now we've just got 2 more things to do in here, well 3 more actually. We've got to put our new radiator cap on, which is going to be here any minute. We've got to do the air filter and the spark plugs. So first thing, air filter. Airbox is held in with 4 screws or 8mm bolts, and we'll get that whipped out. Old versus new, it's not too bad, but new ones are cheap, so we're going to change it anyway. Air filter done. Now for spark plugs, need to pull off this little cover, 4 nuts, 4 coil packs. And then finally we can rip out the plugs. Plugs are out, old versus new. We'll go through and get these in and get that back together. Righto, top of the engine's back together, plugs are all done. I'm so happy with that. So service items are pretty much all done on this thing now, with the exception of the brake fluid and the engine oil and oil filter. Brake fluid will get done when we do the brakes, oil and oil filter will get done right at the end. Last thing I'm going to do for today, I'm just going to move the thing out the front, pressure wash the engine bay down a bit, get rid of some of this dust and schmutz and bugs and stuff. And I'm also going to hit the wheels with a bit of mag wheel cleaner, try and get rid of some of this brown stainage around the wheels, and I might just generally go through and blow the cobwebs off it. So let's hit it out the front with the pressure washer. All right, so we're all done. Engine bay has come up really nice. Wheels have come up better. That's all I can really ask for. They're not as brown around the edges, but they're still a little bit crappy. This one's got a little bit of paint flaking off, but who really cares? So yeah, that's basically gonna do it. That's going to do us on this episode of Project Accord. So we have just brought the thing in. We'll leave the battery on charge now over the weekend. I also, just for fun, went through and gave that headlight a restoration. It was looking pretty yellow and dull, so we'll let that dry as well. So service-wise, we've got pretty much everything sorted on this car now, bar a couple of little items still left to do. Next episode will be about finishing all the mechanical stuff on this, including the steering and suspension damage on this. So that'll be the next one, and then finally we can go about fixing all of the damage. So if you want to see more content like this, please remember to like and subscribe. Feel free to check out the rest of the videos on my channel as well. Until I see you guys in the next video, be good to yourselves and each other.